Hi, today we're taking a look at my 3 aquascapes behind me here. It is actually a pretty good variety of fish, shrimps and plants for being so few aquariums. So let's start with taking a look at this 30-liter Nano cube I have here. This is absolutely packed with antler guppies. It was originally one pair, the big ones here, and yeah, it has been quite a lot of fry surviving in this tank. This is so heavily planted, so they have plenty of hiding spots, and a couple of those males are starting to get their colors, and there's actually quite a lot of newborn fries as well now, so it's a lot of fish in here. If we look at the plants in here, there's a lot of Brazilian pennyworth. I've attached them to a root in the middle here, and they have started creeping, and they're covering the root completely, and it looks quite nice. On the sides here there are 2 dwarf sword plants. They pretty much look like grass, but they are heavy root feeders, so they really need some good nutrients in the substrate. In the foreground there are some Pogostemon helferi, an Alternanthera next to it there, a couple of Anubias scattered around, and in the foreground as a carpet there's regular hairgrass. There are quite a lot of cherry shrimps in here. Those are actually bloody Mary shrimps, and it started to get quite crowded for the shrimps as well. They're multiplying quite fast, so they really seem to enjoy the tank. Otherwise there wouldn't be so many of them. Overall I think it's a quite nice little tank. And now let's move on to this tank down here. It is now at first that it's actually starting to look pretty good. It is quite heavily stocked. There's a lot of fish in here. I'm gonna go through every species I have in here. But first let's take a quick look at the plants. So on the root here and around the root I've put a couple of different Anubias. There's some Java fern here. I've put some Christmas moss onto the branches here. There are 2 different types of Bucephalandras. It's the Bucephalandra thea and the Bucephalandra catagang. In the background I have a couple of Amazon sword plants, some Ludwigia palustris super red here, and this is Vallisneria tiger. Looks pretty good, to be honest. And here, this is the most exclusive plant, I suppose. This is the Rotala macrandra, and it is actually starting to look really good right now. So I'm really happy with that. Here's another dwarf sword plant that I've just put in the background. It's still pretty small and it's struggling a little bit, but I've put some root tubs around, so I think it's gonna look better real soon. On the right side here I put some Lobelia cardinalis mini, and this part of the tank is supposed to be very low, so this will stay pretty low and compact. And in the foreground I'm just gonna keep the aqua soil as it is, because I want this dark substrate so it creates a kind of contrast in the tank. And as I said, there's a lot of fish in this tank. There are a couple of cherry barbs. There's also a couple of Columbia tetras. I don't quite think they fit in very good in this tank, so I will probably move them later on, but for now they will stay in here. There are a few Ember tetras here. There's also a good lot of Glowlight tetras. I really like these. They're starting to get the red stripe on them. They look really nice. And last but not least, there are a couple of green neon tetras, and I think they are really popping in here. I should probably get a few more of those instead of the Columbia tetras. I think that will look absolutely fantastic in here. Now we move on to the last tank, the one up here. It has been well over a year since I created this aquascape. I have been enjoying it the whole time, but it's time to tear it down and just create another new scape in here. I'm not gonna go over all the plants in here. It's basically the same as in the last tank. I just let the Alternantheras here on the right side get a little bit longer. And this plant over here, I'm not quite sure what this is. I kind of like it though. And the bamboo shrimp here, I really like the bamboo shrimp. It's pretty cool. It just love to sit here in the flow and pick up stuff to eat. So if we take a look at the fish, there are some fork-tailed rainbow fish here. They are gonna look way better when they get a little bit bigger. Of course I have the regular neon tetras in here, and they are really big now. They seem to really like this tank. I do have a couple of Rio tetras in here as well. They're also a very good looking fish. I also have another interesting fish in here. This is the glass bloodfin tetra. This one is one of my favorites right now. They seem to be a really good community fish. I would like a couple more of them, but since I have pretty limited space now, I only have 5 of them. Every fish in here goes along very nice. They're not picking on each other and they really seem to enjoy the environment. There are also quite a lot of Blue Dream cherry shrimps in here. And the Blue Dream, it's a really nice cherry shrimp. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. And if you haven't seen it already, here's a good video when I visit Daniel and Sebastian's fish room. They have a lot of rare and interesting fish in there, so it's definitely worth taking a look at. And I'll see you next time.